G'day guys. Today I'm coming to you with a little bit of, it's not so much a challenge as I've actually had a couple of subscribers ask me this question. A couple of newbies to the memory keeping world and scrapbooking in general. Now, one of the questions that I've been asked is, what tools would you suggest that I buy, and what tools do you use most often, and do I have to buy dies and die cutting machines? They're three questions that I've been asked several times, and my answer to all of them is no. You buy what you can afford in your budget. What I use in my craft room and my craft space is a lot of things that I have taken a long time to purchase in my day, in my crafty space. For example, my Cricut, that was a big investment for me. So what I wanted to do, the reason I'm explaining this is because I wanted to create a page that has wow factor but is only using basic supplies. You can quite easily replace the trimmer that I'm using there. That's my Fiskars trimmer, and you simply replace the blade. And I love that one because it has a wire. So when you put it under, you can see exactly where your blade's going to cut. So you can get precision cutting with that tool. I do go through blades, but I probably scrapbook a lot more quantity than the average scrapbooker, because when you're creating content for YouTube, that's what we do. So the other tool, which I'm using right now, is my Creative Memories personal trimmer. You can buy, you don't have to have the Creative Memories one. You could have, Tim Holtz has them, Fiskars have them. You can get them from so many different places. The only suggestion I would give you with this is get one that is self-sharpening, because the one here that I'm using, I have no problems with my children using this machine, and they have done so since they were about the age of 6. This particular one from Creative Memories does not cut you. It's not a blade as such. It slices the paper when the two blades come together like scissors. It's not, it's hard to explain, but I pretty much think that's probably the premise of 90% of the trimmers that you can get in most of the stores. Not that I've ever tried any other trimmer. That's the only personal trimmer that I've ever used. So what am I doing? I'm using papers that, this paper pad was really cheap. It was, it's Poppy Crafts. I can't say that. I don't know why. Anyway, it's called Ink Drops Rainbow. Now, the reason I use this paper is because, one, it was cheap. So it's easy. It's got, in the paper pack, you've got 24 double-sided sheets. So you get bang for buck. You get the look of alcohol or water ink pages without the investment of inks. So there's a stack of these on the market, different companies and so forth, but I bought this one specifically because it was quite cheap. It really was. It was only like $10 from Craft. I think I got it from Crafts Online. I couldn't tell you the price off the top of my head, but I will make a note to write the price of the pad and when I bought it, and I'll put that in the description below. So if you click on it, click on the description and read through it, you'll see how much I actually paid for it. I keep all my receipts. I know I'm a little obsessive, but that's okay. I like to know how much money I'm spending, even though my husband doesn't. Anyway, I'm waffling. So I'm creating a very basic page. All I've done is cut 2 by 2 inch squares out of coordinating papers out of the paper pack. I grabbed my compass, which cost me $2, including the pencil. I actually bought that from Kmart very recently because I, for the life of me, cannot find my compass. And do you need a compass? No. Just grab a plate out of your kitchen and go around that if you have circular plates. Although some people have square ones these days. You then have, let me think. So I drew a circle. I have the black and the white background paper. They were actually leftovers from something I was doing a few days ago. So they were already pre-cut. So I just glued those together straight off the bat and went, right, there's my instant border. Then I thought I'm going to use my glue. Now I use art glitter glue. If you're a newbie and you're starting out with scrapbooking, one of the things you will find you have to figure out, and it is literally personal preference for everybody. Art glitter glue has a bond like no other, but it is not very user friendly in the sense that it dries really, really quickly. So if you're new to the game and you want to try one of the more high-end glue options that you hear everyone talking about, I think the Nuvo Deluxe, I have used it, I have tried it, I do like it. It gives you more wiggle room. It doesn't set up quite as quick between paper or cardstock. So that does give you a little bit more wiggle room. And it has the fine tip on it. So trust me, you get so long out of one of those. You don't need to put stacks and stacks on your paper. I actually use the art glitter glue a little bit too heavy-handedly. It's just habit. It does come with a really small tip, and that's why I love it. But I also make mini albums, and the art glitter glue doesn't bleed it, and it sets up, and that's why I use it. I absolutely love it, and that's the glue that I'm using here. You might notice it, you might not, but because I've sped the page up, what I do on my pages is I leave all the work, so you can see what my brain's thinking as it's like here. You can see I'm trying to see if I can use these scraps that I cut. Is it gonna work? Maybe, maybe not. Nah, it's not gonna work. So I pull out another. I always have the one thing that I always have. There's my compass again. It just makes it easier. Now, normally I could have used my Creative Memories cutting system to cut this out. I could have used my Cricut to cut this out, but for the purposes of the video, I'm doing it the simple way with my scissors and my glue. Scissors, glue, paper. That's it. That's all I'm using. Okay? I'm not using distress ink. I'm not using any of the extra mixed media things that I have. I do end up using a little tiny bit of white paint. It's Montmartre brand and it's called Titanium White, and it cost me $2 from the $2 shop, and I just put a tiny bit on my leftover plastic mat, and I do some splatters on there, but that's down the track a little bit here. So what inspired me to create this particular page was I'm very much, I love shapes. Sometimes I just love to just cut up paper and glue it together and see what happens. That's what I like to do. Sorry if you can hear that weird noise. That is my daughter's dog having a dream while I do a voiceover, and he's in my craft room. So apologies, but Gizmo's having a dream. So he's so loud. Okay, so I'm going around. All I've done is I cut the 2x2 squares, then cut them in half. Super simple, corner to corner. You can do that with scissors, trimmer, whichever you prefer. you can, and then what I did is I went around, I wanted to create a second row. So the first row, I put them all around the same way. And then what I did is I flipped the triangle over. So the points are pointing the opposite direction, if that makes sense. And I thought it looked really cool. Now, I didn't put blue on top of blue and I didn't put pink on top of pink because this is not a rainbow layout. This is just what was in the book and this is what I ran with. I did draw a compass with my compass. I did draw a circle just to give me a rough guide to stay within that, and then I know my triangles will fit within the page. So this you can do with anything. You could do circles, you could do triangles, you could, if you want me to do another shape, I pop it down below and I'll do a different shape and see what happens, maybe with some different papers. The other thing that I really want to stress to everybody is you do you. You do what you like to your eye, okay? Please don't go down the path of watching other people's scrapbooking and think, oh, I can't do that. I can't possibly use mixed media. I don't get the same results. Or in this case, oh, I don't think I could line them up straight like that. It's all, what's the word I'm trying to think? It's all, your scrapbook album, your memories, that is you on paper. You may not be the most artistic person on the planet. Now I'm cutting the triangles in half to see if I can create a bit of a photo mat, and I say that in inverted commas, with more triangles to create another sort of, here's the white paint. I decided to splat this. I don't splat very often, okay? But I thought I would just chuck some splatters because there's the ink splatters. This is not very much mixed media. Nothing had to be prepped or primed for this. You didn't need to buy gesso. It's just white paint, watered down a little bit, splattered on the black, just to give you a bit of contrast and a bit of something on the page. Now what I'm doing is, again, something super, super simple, and it's very striking and it gives you wow factor, and it costs you $5 for the pen. If you're in Australia, you can get these UNI-BALL SIGNO pens. You can buy them in a 3-pack from Spotlight, and they're about $11 for a 3-pack. You can buy them individually to see if you actually like them or not. I think individually they're about $4, something like that. I buy mine in bulk. Now, the last lot that I bought, I actually bought from Amazon AU. But if you've got a really good opaque white pen and you use black cardstock, jump on Pinterest, jump on any or other YouTubes or mine, either or, and have a look at the sort of pen work that you can do. Dots, dashes, the dashes that I've done around the outside edge there, it sort of makes it look like a faux stitching line, and that just gives your page an extra bit of wow, and it's cost you next to nothing, like, to get that extra wow on the page. It takes a little bit of time. I'll be honest with you, I'm listening to an audiobook at the moment. It's called Green Lights by Matthew McConaughey, and I've got to say, I'm absolutely loving it. I'm over halfway through now, and I'm absolutely loving it. It's so good. And yeah, so that's what I'm doing while I'm putting this page together. So it's not difficult. This looks really weird here. I'm trying to create a rectangle with triangles, but I didn't want to create an obvious point so of each corner. So it looks a little bit messy, but luckily it's in fast forward and you don't see the pain that I was going through with it. But that's okay. So see, when I pop my photo on it, see how it's looking really good. I really, really liked it. So this is just the 2x2 squares. That's what I used for the outside. 2x2 cut in half. The next triangles in were the 2x2s cut in half again. So they were the 2x2 squares, but I'm using a quarter of them instead of the half. So the outside is a half triangle. The next size in is the quarter of the 2x2. And then these little guys are cut in half again. So it's super easy. It's not difficult. Anyone can do it. I chose triangles today. I was going to do circles. And then I thought, no, I haven't done any triangles for a while. And this is the thing. I'll be honest with you guys. I scrap a lot. Like, I am super, super privileged for the fact that, and I don't let that privilege go unrecognized. I am so, so lucky that my husband and my family support me so much in my endeavors. And the fact that I expressed to my family that I wanted to share my craft and I wanted to be able to show how I do it and see if I could teach other people to love the craft that I love, then the world's my oyster. It is not in any way, it's not work. I absolutely love it. And I get to scrap pretty much 5 days out of 7, and for the majority of most days. And I absolutely love it. And yeah, so I just wanted you guys to know that, because someone else said to me, how can you scrap them so fast? How are you getting so many videos up so fast? And it's because I treat this as a full-time job, a job that I absolutely love, but that's what I do. So that's how I'm getting so many videos up. I don't have a big bank of them. This is literally, I do it today, it goes up tomorrow. That's kind of what I do. So now this is where I use my craft foam. So this orange craft foam I get from Spotlight AU, and I know in America, I know in the US you can get it at Hobby Lobby, because Missy Whidden talks about it all the time. So I assume you can still get it over there. I have no idea what you can buy in America. I know what I can get here in Australia. And in Australia, we can use that. So I also have strips, but when I want to make a whole thing like that sit up off the page, more solid, I use my craft foam. Now, I wanted a title. I wanted a big, shiny, bright title. And I have had these are thickers, and they're called Sparkle. And I've got to be honest with you, I bought them thinking, oh yeah, wow, that's awesome. But the words actually aren't words that I would normally use. So, posed a problem. But on a page like this, I literally can use it, and it worked perfectly. So now I just added a few of the big silver dots off the thickers, because they come with heaps and heaps of them. And I was going to go out onto the white, and then I realized, no, don't do that. Stop. Don't do that. Now this is in fast forward. Trust me, this is not how quickly I get this done. I have this sped up 700%, so it does take me a little bit, but it actually looks pretty cool doing it, watching it in fast forward. Makes it look like it's super simple. Now, if you would like to check out the still shots, they will be over on my Facebook group. Come on over and have a look, see other people's pages, share, you know, if you're having trouble, if you've reached a point where you're like, I've got this page, it's at this point, and I don't know what to put on there next. There are some lovely ladies in our group, and I don't think I have any guys yet. I think I only have girls. And they are lovely, they are nice, they are polite, no one is mean. And if you want to jump on over there and make a comment, check out the still shots, look at some still shots from, I have literally got every single video that I have up. All the still shots are up on my Facebook group. The link is in the description below if you would like to have a look at that. I'm still working on Instagram. My Instagram is having some sort of meltdown and it's not playing nice. So I'm guiding everyone to the Facebook group at this point, but I'm trying with the Instagram. So you probably noticed there, so I've done the bottom line on the inside and then I've done the top line on the outside. Just creates more movement. It's just a line of white gel pen. That's all it is. And look how much it makes it pop. Absolutely love it. So thank you so much for watching. I'm literally, I thought this was going to, sorry, I thought it was going to stop then. It's all good. Okay, so I am on this nice rainy Queensland day. Not sunshiny here again at the moment. It's supposed to rain for the rest of the week. Lucky me. So here's the close-ups. And I will start working on the very next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you have not already subscribed. It really helps my channel out, and it also allows the algorithm to show my channel to other people, so they might get something from it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will chat to you soon. Thanks very much, guys. Bye for now.